Hey guys, Dissection of Violence here. I just thought I'd get this out of the way. We got a whole list of fights to get through. It's been a busy week, or it will be a busy week, sorry. But man, I'm game for it. I'm not gonna bet in on every fight, obviously. 80% of fights are meant to be skipped. Um, I'm gonna look for my spots, see if I can catch them. I gotta be quicker with these lines. They're moving way too quick for me. But yeah. Let's start off. We got Mohamed Naimov versus Eric Silva. Eric Silva, he's 36 years old. Lost to TJ Brown. If that, if that says anything. TJ Brown is probably one of the lowest members of the totem pole. I mean, he looks good at moments, but he's just not good. And Eric Silva got absolutely dominated by him, and honestly, he made him look like a contender. And I don't rate Eric Silva other than his ground and pound that highly. I think Eric Silva's top game is pretty nasty, but other than that, I don't think unless he gets Naimov down, I don't think he's gonna win this fight. I think there's a small play by maybe later rounds TKO by Silva, but I don't think Naimov's gonna, you know, I think Naimov's gonna control Silva for the duration of the fight. I think he's gonna land better shots than the feet. But definitely, I don't think the value replica. I think there is value on Silva, but I just wouldn't play this fight. Honestly, it's a big colossal mess, and I wouldn't play this fight. Honestly, I think Naimov is a cheater, and I think he is overrated. I think Silva is just not good, and I think he was well when he came on the scene, he was pretty overrated, but he got exposed pretty badly against TJ Brown. I don't think the layoff is going to help him. So fighting at elevation, I don't know how long he just I don't know how it's going to affect these guys. All I do know is there is value live here. Um, but yeah, moving on. We got Victor Altamarino versus Felipe de Santos. Oh my goodness. You're probably asking yourself, who the heck is that Felipe de Santos? The guy that had the war with Manel Cap, the guy that is dangerous and ready to scrap it out. LFA Brazil, I'm very familiar with. This guy has some pretty nasty hands. He's willing to throw. He's beat some decent guys. Hugo Paiva, um, he beat Dagley, if that's the guy I'm thinking of. He beat Yeah, if you beat someone like Dagley, you beat him by submission too. That's someone you got to keep your eye out on. I think this guy is the real deal. Beating beating Dagley is a huge win. I didn't even know that. Yeah, I'm all over Mr. Felipe this week. I think he's gonna win by TKO. If not decision. I think Felipe De Santos is really really dangerous. Has nasty KO power, nasty submissions. Shoot the box fighter, man. Like, come on, what else do I gotta say? Victor Altamirano. Someone tried to compare him to like you know Tony Ferguson. Weird, awkward. He is, but I wouldn't say he's Tony Ferguson at all. I'd say he is more. Um, I don't even know. Like, I don't even know how to explain him. Like James Vick, maybe. Like, but worse. I can't get over how much I dislike Victor Altamirano as far as how he fights. He gasses, and I just think that Felipe is going to take over as the fight goes. So give me Felipe here. I like Felipe a lot here. Moving on, we have Dennis Bondar versus Luis Rodriguez. Fun fight. I'm interested to see how this plays out. Honestly, it's a big step up for Luis Rodriguez. He's faced not the greatest of competition. Dennis has faced pretty decent competition. I think Lewis wins, but it's a close fight, and honestly, I'm not confident. I think Lewis is just gonna be, too dangerous. He's gonna land too much nasty shots. His quality of competition is alarming. Losing to Jerome Rivera is really, really alarming. And I'm I might even switch to Dennis Bonder. I very well might. But I'm going to side with Lazy Boy here. He's getting in the good work. We'll see how it plays out. Definitely interested in this fight. Moving on, we got Claudio Puelles versus Fares Ziam. These guys used to train together. Uh, Puelles and him to train at Killcliff. I do think I don't know who's still training there now. All I do know is Puelles is very soy. Dan Hooker exposed him. I don't know if he'll ever be able to come back from that the same. We'll see though. He got teeped to the body. He couldn't get his jiu-jitsu scrambles going. I just think Ziam's too defensively sound to get caught in a submission by Puelles. I think Puelles needs to be able to, out wrestle him, and I don't think that's going to happen. I think Ferris is going to be able to defend, defend the takedowns and punish Puelles until eventually finding the finish in the later rounds by TKO. I think Puelles is just not built for this sport. We'll see how it pans out, but I think Ferris is I think just the better fighter, but we'll see how it plays out. This is a jiu-jitsu guy versus a MMA fighter. Um, but yeah, definitely going to be a fun fight while it lasts. Puel is going to try to stall it out, look for submissions. ZM is going to just look to get him out of there and, wear on him as the fight goes on and break him late. That's my guess. But yeah, moving on. We got Edgar Chairez taking on Daniel Lacerda. I've already went over this fight enough times. I'm not going to go over it for much longer. All I will say is Edgar Chairez should have this guy covered everywhere. In my opinion, he's better everywhere. He's more cardio. Lacerda does not. He does not have good cardio anyway. So fighting at elevation is only going to make it worse. I see him gassing it around. I got Lacerda. I got Chairez round one TKO or submission. I just think Chairez is in the inside the distance. It's probably a safe spot. I just can't stand Lacerda, man. This is a big fade spot on Lacerda. I would put a lot more down on Edgar if he wasn't nuts, big juice. But I might. You never know. Moving on, we have Jesus Aguilar versus Mateus Mendonca. Interesting scrap. Jesus is a brawler who has nasty KO power, but the guy is very, very hittable and he's very, very submittable. He isn't very good. He has an overrated record, and yeah, but luckily for him, he's fighting someone that looked like he was on death's door his last time out. Did not look good at all. Going for dumb leg locks. I can't get behind that. So for that reason, I'm going to side with Jesus Aguilar. My initial pick was made Mateus Mendonca, but I just can't ride with him after how bad he looked his last time out. I know that's Nate Maness. This is a little bit better than Jesus Aguilar, but we'll see how it goes. I think this is a pass fight for me personally. I wouldn't play this fight if I were you. I already have a little bit on Aguilar, but I'm not confident in it, and this one's gonna be very volatile. I think someone's gonna get KO'd. Moving on. Christian Quinones taking on Ronnie Barcelos. Ronnie Barcelos is a legend. If this was 5 years ago, it would be him easy, negative 400. But this isn't him of 4 years ago. He got chinned his last time out. He's not getting any younger. I think he's 36 years old. At bantamweight, it's not a good weight class to be that age. That age, losing to Kyler Phillips dominantly. I think Quinones could find the chin. I wouldn't bet on him money line. I'm just gonna wait for the KO prop. But honestly, this is a pass fight for me again. There's a lot of fights I don't want anything to do with this card. A lot of guys who are either too past their prime or fighting guys who aren't that good with padded records. I just think Christian Quinones has some talent, but he's just not very good. And I think Ronnie is the more technical striker, but I think Quinones' power is going to be a factor. His length's going to be a factor. And I don't know if Ronnie will offensively wrestle like he's supposed to or offensively grapple at all. We'll see though. Ronnie's a grappling, much better grappler, so we'll see how this fight plays out. Moving on, we have Chris Duncan taking on Manuel Torres. Honestly, I just want to see this fight. Honestly, this is one of the fights I'm most excited about. Just pure violence. Chris Duncan versus Manuel Torres. What more can you ask? These guys are going to throw down for our enjoyment. One person's going to leave, probably in a stretcher or like out cold, man. Like Manuel Torres comes to kill, so does Duncan. I think Duncan has more tools to win with the grappling, but we'll see how this plays out. I think Torres has some wins by submission as well. I'm pretty excited for this fight. I'm gonna go with Manuel Torres landing the better shots, putting him out, but definitely is a live spot for Duncan if Manuel Torres starts to look tired. Definitely a spot I'm gonna be interested in for sure. Moving on though, we have Yasmin Urague taking on Sam Hughes. Man, negative 550 for Yasmin Urague after getting chinned embarrassingly by Denise Gomez. You're fighting someone like Sam Hughes who loves to pressure forward and out wrestle you and out grind you. I'm gonna have to take the value side a little bit, but I'm not confident. I'm on Uruguay by decision, but Sam Hughes, man, she is a grinder. She can make it work for herself. I think if she finds a takedown early, she can dictate the pace of the fight and where the fight goes. I think Uruguay doesn't train with high level wrestlers, from my knowledge, and if she does, this is going to be a big test to see if it's going to translate, to the highest level in the UFC. I'm not saying Sam Hughes is the highest level, but she has pretty decent wrestling. She's a grinder and she breaks people. So I think Yasmin is going to be in a pretty tricky fight. I got Yasmin by decision, but I honestly I wouldn't play this, pretty high. I don't have much to say about this fight, really, truly. Um, yeah. Other than that, moving on, we have Raul Rosas Jr. versus Ricky Turcios. Ricky Turcios, man. Oh, I just really want to believe he's gonna win this fight. In my opinion, he's the veteran coming in with more tools. I'd say his striking is a little more clean, but it's also pretty wild at the same time. I think Raul Rosas Jr. hits harder for sure. I think he's a better athlete, more potential, but he's so young, and he lost to Christian Rodriguez pretty soundly. Even though Rodriguez is a beast, I think Rosas Jr. is a beast as well, and I think he's going to be able to out control Ricky Turcios with back control, maybe some ground and pound mount escape. I don't know. All I know is Raul Rosas Jr. is a better grappler, and I think he's going to show it here. I think he's going to show there's levels to this grappling stuff, and but definitely going to be a fun fight. I can see Ricky pulling an upset. Don't say I never said it. But yeah, moving on, we have Daniel Zellhuber taking on Francisco Prado. Oh my goodness, what a fight! This one's a fight you guys don't want to miss. Zellhuber's my guy. I'm taking Zellhuber. I think he's a dog when he needs to be a dog. He's got beautiful long range weapons, good coaching. I gotta take Zellhuber here. Prado's very, very dangerous as well. Pretty good coaching at the goat shed as well. He is very dangerous. Nasty in the pocket work, left hook, elbows. This guy's a problem. Definitely to watch out for on the feet. I just think he's a bit predictable at times, and I think Zellhuber is gonna find the reads, and he's gonna just piece him apart round two, round three, maybe lose round one. I just think Zellhuber is going to have the advantage of Mexico. And I just think he's going to be the better fighter on the night. Has a better grappling game, maybe, as well. I don't know for sure with Prado. It's a bit of a mystery with his grappling, but I think Zellhuber is the better fighter, in my opinion. And, like Prado's beat, who? Ottman Azayatar, the ghost of Ottman. Like, doesn't look good in I don't know how long. So, I definitely think Zellhuber is the more legit fighter at the moment, so I'm gonna go with Zellhuber here. And it's also one half of my free play, so go check that out. And like, subscribe, and yeah. Moving on though, we have Yair Rodriguez taking on Brian Ortega. Oh my God, Yair, man, like come on. I don't know why the odds are so close. I think Yair has been off a bit, but not as long as Ortega. And Ortega's been coming off like what, four surgeries, big injuries. I just can't get behind Ortega, man. I think Yair is just gonna outwork him in that first round and overwhelm him. Maybe get a TKO. I think maybe re-injure him. I think he's just gonna be too dangerous for Brian Ortega in his first fight back. Maybe Ortega shocks the world with a big comeback fight, but I think Yair's got him here. I think this is a pretty solid line. I'm probably gonna end up playing by fight night if the line doesn't move. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, great fight. I'm excited for these two to scrap it out for sure. This is some unfinished business. speaking of unfinished business, moving on, we have Brandon Moreno versus Brandon Royval. Royval fought him the first time and hurt himself. Had to tap to a because he got injured. Brandon Moreno got the win. Got the title shot after that or something. Brandon Royval owes him a beating, probably in his mind, but I just think Moreno's a better fighter. I think other than getting caught by a TK, like something random, I think Moreno's too good to get caught by Royval with the grappling. And yeah, man, I gotta go with Moreno here. I gotta go with Moreno by in the distance. I don't know how he's gonna get it done, but I gotta go with Moreno here. I think it's just the smart idea. But my number one pick of the card, we'll get into that now. My number one pick of the card is Felipe dos Santos. Number two is Fares Ziam. Number three, I would have to go Edgar Chairez. Number four, I'd have to go Naimov. And number five, I'd have to go Zellhuber. Like, subscribe, you know the drill, and I'll see you next time. I'm out.